Hello and welcome to this Monday, September 20th edition of Sneaker News. This is Swole Sneakerhead here to bring you this week's stories. Alright guys, so after a busy weekend, the first thing that I want to talk about is going to be these social status Nike Dunk mids. We were expecting these to release last weekend on, I believe, Saturday the 18th was the expected release date. They didn't end up dropping online. And now it appears that they will only be doing a local in-store raffle. It says extended entry. I guess because they loaded it up here a week before. But I also don't see any mention of a online first come first serve release in either of these messages. So potentially we may not be seeing one. I would expect these to drop at some point on Nike sneakers. But it appears that for the time being there will not be a first come first serve online release for this colorway like we saw for the chocolate milk dunk. So that's pretty upsetting, but they probably got like a ridiculous amount of complaints about people going for them and not being able to get them, so I kind of understand. And there's always gonna be more pairs. We'll live to see another day. So let's move on from that to upcoming this week. We're gonna start off on the sneakers calendar like usual. And tomorrow on Tuesday the 21st, we have our first big release, which is going to be this Nike Dunk Low in the gray fog colorway. We did see these release at, I believe, Finish Line and JD Sports last week. They got, I guess, an early shipment, and they were pushed back on sneakers. These are not loaded up on foot sites or anything like that, so I would expect this to be a very limited release with most, if not all, of the stock being on Nike sneakers. I would expect some other sites, maybe a Shop Nice Kicks, Kith, Jimmy Jazz, to potentially have some stock, but at the time of recording it seems like it's going to be mostly Nike only. If you guys saw today on the 20th, we did have the release of this YEEZY 700 in the honey FLUX colorway. It was an absolute brick before the release. Okay, I was gonna say, yeah, I mean, big sizes will likely do well just because they're, you know, low stock, higher demand, harder to get kind of deal. But with the 220 retail, these were pretty much bricks. Even that size 14 to 300 is likely going to come down when pairs actually get in hand. So if you did miss out on these, don't worry about it. They aren't going to have much resale value. And I mean, while I like the colorway, they have so many different 700 MNVN colorways like that it doesn't really, you know, doesn't really get people excited all that much anymore. Also restocking tomorrow via Jimmy Jazz is going to be this Nike Dunk Low black and white. This has been my favorite pair to get in resale. I've had like a dozen pairs of these and they always have great profit margins. They're still going to be sitting, you know, above 180, 200. I think they're about 250, 260 right now. So definitely go for this if you have a Shopify bot. Generally Jimmy Jazz will restock like this and it'll be super, can you stop giving me pop-ups? It'll be super limited and not much stock, but nonetheless, still go for it if you have a chance to. If you want auto checkout slots, you can always hop in the Discord server, but I would expect this to be a very limited restock. But me personally, I will be going all out for it because these are great as far as low, you know, low retail, and then you're pretty much doubling your money in the resale. You can easily get 220, 250 for these right off the bat. So don't sleep on these. There's a chance you can cop manually. It won't be easy, but there is a chance. Later this week, we don't have much on the 22nd or 23rd. On the 24th and 25th, we have a few drops. First of all is going to be this Jordan 1 high prototype. Prices have already bricked very high, like very much on these. I would not go for these for resale value, only go for them for personal wear. I don't see them rebounding very well. Generally, like back in the day, like a year ago, 2 years ago, back in the day, when pretty much any Jordan 1 would have resale value. That's just not the case anymore. I wouldn't expect this to do very well. I'm personally not a fan of it. I know some people do like these just because of like that blue light blue you know, heel with the black. I guess the color mixing is kind of cool, but at the end of the day, this isn't like an OG colorway or anything like that. I wouldn't expect it to get much hype. And subsequently, I would expect resale value to be trash on these and likely be bricks, so save your money. Day later, on Saturday the 25th at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, we will get the Air Jordan 5 Moonlight. I like to call them the Oreo. Personally, I would wear these. I think the material looks really nice. I love the I don't want to sound like an idiot, but it almost looks like really fine, you know, suede or some kind of leather with like maybe a suede over it. I'm not sure, but whatever this is looks really nice. It looks like the material is great. I love the icy bottom, and honestly just the black and white speckle here is a classic, like, you know, OG Jordan, you know, kind of callback. Overall, just again with this being $190 retail, and people just, you know, I like to say they don't respect these shoes anymore. You know what I mean? If this came out a year or two ago, the prices would have been ridiculous. People would have been so hyped for these, but we just get so spoiled now that even something like this is just like not very hype. As you can see, resale is not good. I believe bigger sizes will do better once these come out, but since these are dropping in full family size run and will likely be more of a GR and have more stock, I wouldn't expect these to do very well in terms of resale value. Maybe if you can stick with sizes like 11 and up, you might be able to make some money, especially if you get off Nike sneakers. Obviously, free shipping, free returns. If you have a local buyer that is looking to get these, obviously go for them. But in terms of, you know, just buying a pair or two to flip, this probably isn't going to be the one unless you want to sit on these until they're completely out of stock and off shelves. Again, upsetting for, you know, sneakerheads that can appreciate this shoe and the materials and the colorway and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, if you're looking for resale, it's probably not going to be on these. You're probably going to want to save your money. So that wraps up the weekend for sneakers. We do have quite a few releases coming up that following week and into October. You know, as you can see, the Jordan 5 shattered backboard is coming. We do have this this weird Nike Dunk that was just loaded up, which obviously we'll talk about in future videos. We have the Saquon trainer, some Dunks coming up over the next couple of weeks. Other than that, guys, we do have obviously a Supreme drop this week. They are doing a collaboration with Thrasher. But other than that, there's not much that's going to be retailing and dropping this week. We have this couple of restocks. We are expecting, you know, console restocks across Walmart, Amazon, and what was I gonna say? Best Buy, maybe GameStop potentially. And if you guys didn't know, prices have been going up a decent amount. I mean, as you can see over the month, you know, 700 to now it's, you know, 760 or whatever. I'm sorry, 712 to 760. So they've gone up about $50 over the last month. Restocks have been less frequent, and I know it's still going to be very difficult to get these, especially going into the holiday season. If you haven't tried to get any consoles yet, if you've never gone for a Walmart drop or an Amazon drop manually, I really highly suggest you either A, find some group that will help you try, or B, hop in our Discord server and ask me. The last time that Amazon restocked, I didn't even have to bot it, and I got 2 digital consoles on two different accounts on Amazon, just manually. Just because I was aware of the drop, kind of knew the idea of what to do if it's like kicking you out or this and that, or if you're having issues processing payment or whatever. It's more so just a matter of trial and error. But at the same time, as you can see, all the shoes that I've shown you, they're nice pairs of shoes, and the resale isn't even that great. And console resale is steady. You're not gonna buy a console in the next restock and it's gonna brick. There's almost zero chance of that happening. And many people, including myself, have been using you know, bulk console cash out places. So essentially, like, whenever you get the console in hand, these Discord servers usually, they'll either send you a shipping code or whatever, or you can print your own and send it to them, and they just have set payout prices. So I believe for the last one I sold, my digital edition I got $690 for it, and digital editions are $400, so you're making, you know, almost $300 on that. You know, with shipping or whatever, it could be anywhere between $240 to $250, but still really good profit on these, and you can literally get them in and out the door the same day you get them in. So again, if you haven't been going for console restocks, if you haven't grabbed any of these yet, I really highly recommend you look into it. And I know they're more pricey than the shoes, but realistically, if you're going for 2 pairs of Yeezys at $220, you can buy a digital edition PS5 and make, I mean, I don't even know what the number is, but like if you were to have bought 2 pairs of those Honey Flux, you know, Yeezy 700s today, and you're gonna make maybe $20 total on them, you could have just bought, you know, one PS5 and made $200-300. Obviously they're difficult to cop, but if I can get 2 manual on the same restock, and then I got another one from Walmart like a month ago that was a disc edition that made me even more money. I sold that again the day it came in. GameStop dropped Xbox Halo, the Halo console that's coming out in early November. I got one of those manually too. That'll get me another, you know, couple $100. So consoles are the way to go right now. I would say consoles and even like sports cards are becoming increasingly like easier to resale and profit off of than shoes. Sneaker botting has become very difficult recently. It's very competitive, and a lot of sites are just making ridiculous changes where it's becoming very hard to get, you know, constant success on releases. And take that from me, having spent again hundreds of dollars every release, and you know, a lot of the time coming up short. I can tell you just one last experience. This weekend obviously was the Foam Runner Okra. I rented out, I have Wrath for them, and if you don't know these bot names, it's not extremely important. You can always, you know, drop a comment or DM me if you have any questions. But just for the people out there that do have some reference for like what bots cost and then what you can do with them and like whatever, I had Wrath, VLOX, and Mech AIO all going on Yeezy Supply, and I got a combined, I want to say 5 or 6 splash passes, and I had 1 checkout and 1 decline. So all together on that, I probably spent around $200 to $300 just to prepare for that release, probably more. And I got 1 pair. I would have had 2. We did have a decline. That's irrelevant, but I got 1 pair out of it. And that 1 pair might get me back, like, I might profit like $150 maybe on it. I'll have to look at resale value. I mean, I got like a size 14, which is good, but at the same time, what I'm saying is you can literally spend 0, go for these console restocks, and even if you get 1, you're making, you know, X amount of money, $200-300, pretty much guaranteed. You know, whether you sell it on StockX for less, or whether you have one of these console cash out places like, you know, something like I'm using, or even if you just sell it locally. I sold my disc edition locally, and then sold the 2 digital to these console cash outs just because I don't want to deal with it. And it's just easy money. You can literally get it in and out too. So if you're worried about, like, you know, having to pay your bill or whatever, I would recommend trying to find something like a PayPal credit or some kind of card where you get, like, you know, 6 months or whatever to pay it off interest free, or if you use, like, you know, Afterpay or the Quad Pay, whatever the hell it is. I would recommend, you know, using one of them if you're worried about paying that $400 or $500 up front. But definitely start going for these console restocks. Again, if you don't know like how they go down or how it works or how to do it, just hop in the Discord server, links down below, DM me, I'll walk you through it. I might still have a live cop video from one of the previous ones, and if I don't, I'll probably make another one for whenever this next restock is, because I'm hearing a lot of rumors that it will be this week or next week. But that's just about it, guys. It's going to be a relatively quiet week this week. Hopefully we get those Yeezy, what was it, Yeezy 500, the Clay Brown or whatever that's supposed to drop. Hopefully that happens. I know before this month there was a rumor that this the Yeezy MX MX Moonrock or whatever was going to drop, this one right here. So that is still possible before the end of this month. That could be like on the 30th or something like that. But this was supposed to be rumored to drop in this month at some point in the month of September. Could have gotten pushed, or it could still be happening, but maybe look out for that too. That is about it for today, though. I'll definitely update more again in our video on Wednesday if anything changes this week, but it's looking pretty quiet. I would just really focus on those console restocks this week. Make sure you have your accounts ready. Make sure you have some different credit cards you can use and different billing profiles in case, you know, one doesn't work. And yeah, that's just about it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Drop a like, subscribe, turn on that post notification bell so that you know when I go live. I guess really the only time I'm going to be going live this week is, I actually don't know. I'm not sure if I'll even do it for the Saturday or Sunday drops, because I might not even need to get any. Also, if you guys didn't know, these Off-White Jordan 2s are now pushed until November 12th. So that's unfortunate, but they do have a new release date. Hopefully that's the set release date and they don't get pushed again, but I just thought I'd update you on that as well. And that's going to do it. Again, thank you for joining me. Subscribe, and I will talk to you all Wednesday. Peace.